Hello everyone. Today is a forward-looking post and loom or video about two things that I saw recently. On the one side, it's Shopify's account changes. So there will be a Shopify managed account system. And secondly, it's a podcast that I saw with Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Friedman, which is very interesting, where they actually talk to each other as avatars. So here you can actually see this is the real Mark Zuckerberg. This is the not the real one. This is the generated Mark Zuckerberg. This is his computer model, and this is the real Mark Zuckerberg. So just super interesting to see his mouth is changing like this here. The avatar's mouth is also changing, and you can actually see the changes in his mouth here as well of the computer-generated Mark Zuckerberg. And I want to tie in these two concepts together. Maybe just a very quick intro already, because I want to start with the exciting stuff, obviously. So imagine that you are shopping for clothes, right? Now we always see in an e-commerce website, we see the models or the people that are in the images, which is super cool. And you can see that this vest is something, it looks cool, it looks great. It's a very nice brand, but imagine that you can see yourself every time you go in a website with these clothes. This is something that would be super interesting. For example, I'm also a big proponent of Ask It. I love the brand. So imagine that you can see the model, see the clothes, but you can also see yourself within these clothes. This is obviously just something that I tried out myself, but in a real interface, it kind of look quite cool. It's not perfectly done, I know. But imagine that you have an avatar inside of your account structure that you can actually load up in the different fashion sites that you are in. And my point that I'm making in this specific post is that with the technology that you can see here in the interview, we can tie this all together to make sure that we can maybe understand where Shopify is going towards. Because if you think about Shopify, about what they do actually, right, is that they make sure that you can create your completely separate brand-aligned front end, right? You can have all the type of merchants that are on Shopify. They all create their specific front ends that are very specific to what they want to bring to the customers. Compare that with the Amazon way of doing, where everything looks kind of similar, right? So they give you the tools to make your front end as brand aligned as possible, and then they actually give you a very fast, secure checkout. This is where Shopify was before. But the point that I'm now making is that I think they're going to put a layer on top of it, and this is to be seen in the account structure that they're also taking away, more or less, from the front ends themselves, because before the account structures were actually part of the custom front ends. Now it's actually similar to the checkout. Shopify is transitioning into owning the account structure more than they used to be. I'm going to show this very quickly as well. So here I have a little test store. You can see the customer accounts. There is a login in my front end, and the version is the new customer accounts. You can still choose to go for the classic customer accounts. Customer will log in with their email and password, and then they will get the account experience, while here customers will log in with a one-time code sent to their email. But this is not the only thing that has changed, because in this classic customer account, you're actually part of the normal store, while here you actually go to a URL that is completely taken control of by Shopify, just like the checkout is. We will be able to build custom account structures with the APIs that Shopify is going to give us, just like we now see with the checkout extensibilities. We will now see this also with the customer account APIs, probably, that you can completely create a fully custom customer account experience. But it will be based on APIs, so that Shopify can continue updating those customer accounts because they manage it fully, while in the classic customer account structure, it was actually just part of the store, and Shopify didn't really actually have a whole lot of control over it. So very important to grasp the very big conceptual change between these two. It might not appear like this, but it's actually huge. What is happening here is that Shopify is taking control over the customer account structure, and they will open it up again. Now, there are not a lot of options that you can do with it because, again, it's Shopify owned, so you cannot add your custom liquid code to it anymore, but they will open it up with APIs just like they did with the checkout extensibility. But why are they doing this? Why is this so important to also have control over the customer account? So I'm going to try and explain this, and I explained this in my article. I will not go through every single sentence. But so this is what is actually happening. Just like they have the checkout fully under their control, I think they're going to migrate to having the full customer account experience under their control. And I think I have a sense why this is so important to them. And it all ties into this thing. So again, imagine that you have a Shopify ID, so a shop ID. So instead of a Shop Pay account that you will probably all know as merchants, what is this? Is that you can actually check out very rapidly because your address is already stored in the Shop Pay account, your cards are already stored in the Shop Pay account. So you can check out with one button. Just like we all know the one-click buy experience of Amazon, Shopify also has this with Shop Pay. But I think that Shop Pay will be gone very soon. Or maybe not as super soon, but in the next couple of months or years, and that it will be actually completely taken over by Shop ID. And what is a Shop ID? It's actually really your online ID that you shop with. And if you now tie this back into what this podcast is about, is that you can then place an avatar in your Shop ID, and you can actually sign in or log in to every single Shopify account structure or on all the shops that use Shopify. And those shops will directly have access to all of the information, the ones you want to share, obviously, with that store, that is inside of your Shop ID. And this is huge because imagine, and this is then what could happen here. So my avatar is actually projected in the clothes that I might want to buy. So my avatar is actually placed underneath or in the clothes that you have here. And this actually is just really mind-blowing because you could say, okay, this is rather cool. But this has to do with sizing. You can see the clothes. You can maybe combine the clothes. You can really wear those clothes as well in the virtual world. Because imagine that like Zuckerberg and Friedman are here meeting in the metaverse. They obviously want to change their clothes sometimes, and they want to change it maybe to the clothes they bought on a Shopify store, for example. So this could happen because now the avatar is projected in the store. You can see if it really fits me. Like here, I might be a little too white, so too pale for this color of shirt. And so maybe it doesn't really suit me. Maybe I'm a bit better with a darker kind of color. But also, we will see my body composition. Maybe I'm a bit less wide here at my shoulders. So we will see how this specific medium size or this specific size, I don't know what normally they have something where you say what the model is wearing. Maybe I need a small, and then I can change it to small, and then you see, this might be the good fit because my avatar has the real exact measures. And because it's all unified in Shopify stores, maybe Shopify can help the merchants on Shopify to have certain measures from their clothes so that it's a unified process, so that with your avatar, you can really fit the clothes that you are shopping on the different Shopify stores. So I really think that this is going to be a really big game changer in our minds, because before it was only the case that systems or platforms like Amazon could deliver such an experience that is unified, that is always the same. But Shopify actually might be on a track to have fully custom bespoke user experiences, but with a super interesting unification layer on top of it, because they own the shop's account structure, and they know the shop's checkout. They own the shop's checkout flow. So this is my forward-looking little loom. I hope this makes a lot of sense, and I really would like to hear what you think about this. But I think, to summarize, that Shopify is working on Shop ID instead of a Shop Pay account, where you have several tools inside of that Shop ID with which you can log in to all of the Shopify stores out there. That will give you a huge benefit that the Shopify store, that you are trying to buy something from is a Shopify store, because you will be able to take on that avatar, with you, and really be immersed within the custom structure or the custom experience that the brand has taken forward. And this is actually, I think, super, super cool. Thank you so much.